Right, this is the beginning of a long story that I'm going to record over the course of the next few months regarding my band, The Days, and also all of the music that sort of comes out of Darlington. I've just sort of finished a real big come down from the Ox Jam event that Chris Jenkins, a local organiser, put on for the Ox Jam charity. The Days played it, we got on the main stage there at Scene, and we really smashed it up, and it was really good. The kind of sort of point of the documentary, or the collection of videos as it's going to be, is to put together a kind of an aesthetic kind of picture, landscape of what grassroots music is really doing. I don't really listen to a great deal of commercial music anymore. When I was younger and I had our first band, Alcoholidays, we used to really want to be the next big thing, get a record deal, go somewhere with it, go out of town, do this, sleep with models, smoke crack, and do all the things that, you know, we saw Pete Doherty do at the, well, I say at the time, 10 years ago, whatever, you know, and live that kind of rock star dream that was kind of given to us when, as young as 8 years old, I was listening to my brother's records and sort of looking at Guns N' Roses and Nirvana in the early 90s and thinking, oh man, these guys are cool. The reality of the situation, you know, is that, you know, drugs aren't really that cool. They're fun, but, you know, when you get in deep, as I did in my early 20s or whatever, it's a real shit thing. And, you know, this rock star dream is really not what it's cracked up to be. And really music itself now, with the beginning of, or not even the beginning of, but with the presence of the internet, means that there isn't any money to be made off album sales anymore. Bands have to tour, and hopefully, as Darlington, it was a town of 100,000 people, it's probably creeping up to 130. As this place gets bigger, hopefully more bands will come in, and that will kind of make a great difference to the events that grassroots organisers like Chris Jenkins, who did the Oxfam thing, and there are other ones in the town, although that's the one I've got in my mind presently because we just played the event. People are doing this sort of thing, and hopefully when you know, bands do tour, Darlington will get big enough for bands to come here and put Darlington on the map, and hopefully that exposure will allow the grassroots scene, that bands like the Felons, going back even further than the Felons, bands like Red Manifesto, a college band from the 1990s, never really did anything, but the Felons, was We Start Fires. They managed to get a deal and get out touring a little bit, but they never really perhaps got where they were going. Alcoholidays, a great band called Capture from Darlington, have just moved down to Brighton now. They perhaps might do something, they perhaps might not. GOY BOY MCILROY, who are kind of, if we had a record label, they'd be our label mates. We share our rehearsal space with them guys. Elevator Music, a band from Durham, who also use our practice space, and an as yet unnamed project that the guys out of The Days are helping a singer-songwriter called Paul Piper with. That band doesn't really have a name yet, but that band will be touring soon. So really this is just to document a little bit about my life, a little bit about our journey over the next year now that The Days are gigging. I really wanted to get a journalist to come and sort of film me and film my friends while we did this, but the unfortunate reality is that journalist person, unless they're paid, and we aren't obviously a band on a label, they aren't going to be with us all the time, so they aren't going to be able to see what goes on, they aren't going to be able to meet the people that I meet all the time. So really I can only really do this on the basis of it being a kind of video diary. So that is the purpose of the video, and this is the first one, and yeah, we'll see what happens over the course of the next 6 months or so. Tonight I'm going to the Forum Music Centre to watch a few bands. I don't think I'll be able to get any footage because I'm really restricted to the iPhone. I'm hoping for the footage of our gigs we will get helped out by other cameramen who have proper equipment and stuff, but for the actual diarised aspect of it and the interviews, it will just be me and my iPhone. So yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting journey. Thanks for listening, and yeah, we'll see what the next chapter brings.